Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
Hey there, Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon here, down from downtown Tupelo as we are live this evening with Mississippi Live Weather at 6 p.m. Hopefully you've had a great day. This is about the only day I'm going to be able to pull off a suit and outside for a while, because while it is hot, it is not as steamy as it recently has been. We do expect that steaminess factor to increase as we go into this upcoming weekend. We do expect the rainfall chances to do the same as well, but I largely think that we're probably going to be in pretty good shape as far as your holiday for the 4th is concerned. As you can see behind me here, the clear blue skies that we do have, obviously something that I think a lot of folks are going to enjoy even through your 4th of July holiday. The thinking is, though, that things do start to change as we go deeper into the holiday weekend. And that's something that our meteorologist, Gabe Maynard, is going to look at here in a couple minutes. But outside, as you can see this evening, again, the blue skies are the story. Gabe's got your full forecast.
Yeah,
Gabe,
Matt, and
what
taking a look at outside, it's just absolutely stunning across the area. So fortunately, getting to just enjoy all of that heading into our July 3rd, heading into July 4th, heading into the next 24 hours or so. Now, taking a live look at 6 o'clock, what we're going to break this down further into is going to be a hot and dry 4th of July, and also with that going to be a warm and muggy weekend. So if you're looking to head out to the water, honestly not a bad weekend to do so. Just might have to dodge a few rain showers. Showers and storms also possible next week, and that's kind of just the hint of what to expect this weekend and really further into next week. Going to see those chances really start to climb. Taking a look outside, like we mentioned, just absolutely stunning with blue skies across North Mississippi. This is a live look out of Caledonia, 88 degrees, but it's that feels like value that we're watching. 93 right now. Some places nearing 100, but honestly 93, not too shabby for this time of year. We're taking a live look in Rolling Fork, 81 degrees right now. So you talk about a great forecast. We're seeing that over there. So depending on where you're at, you might have some better conditions, but honestly, overall, this is much cooler than average than what we typically expect this time of year. Doppler radar showing you those clear conditions across the region. So not only are we going to be cooler, we're also going to be drier for the extent of our July 3rd and heading into that July 4th holiday. Reason why, that frontal boundary pushing further to our south, keeping the moisture honestly south of Jackson, Meridian area, really along those coastal regions. So if you know anyone that went to the beach, make sure to tease them and let them know, hey, haha, we get dry weather up here. But honestly with that, some of those storms getting on the stronger side, with some of those honestly at that severe limits, that severe thunderstorm warning being issued over Alexandria, Louisiana. So we're fortunate up here in Northeast Mississippi and definitely soaking up every moment we can get up here. Looking at that next 12 hours, we'll definitely see those temperatures start to drop, and it's going to be a cooler evening as well. 7 p.m. 84 towards tomorrow morning. 72 degrees as we head out the door. A few areas, honestly, as we leave the door, going to be in the upper 60s. Definitely soaking it in. Like I said, can't get enough of it, and I wish it was sticking around for longer. Looking at that drought monitor, it did get the new release today, and we are going to see the highest outputs out there towards southern Texas, but where we are here in Northeast Mississippi, still well above average for this time of year in regards to how much precipitation we've seen, and that's been a benefit and also a downfall. I know folks are struggling to get the seeds planted, but we are soaking in as much moisture as we can, because heading further, we know how bad that drought can get. So hopefully we stay at that limit, and hopefully that drought monitor continues to look good. Let's take Futurecast into the rest of our Thursday night and into our July 4th holiday. What we'll see is this frontal boundary stick around the southern sections of Jackson and Meridian. High pressure also playing a part with that, keeping those dry conditions around. and honestly going to make it an enjoyable July 4th holiday as well. This is the early hours of our July 4th, so let's just watch how this interaction takes place. We're seeing 3 a.m. that high pressure system continue to dominate the forecast, and that continues to be the case towards early hours of our Friday by the time we're all waking up and heading out the door. Just circulating in that drier air, that frontal boundary, keeping the moisture along those coastal regions, and that's where it'll sit for the extent of our July 4th holiday. This is just basically going to be a very copy and paste setup throughout July 4th. So if you're looking to do any firework plans, honestly, Northeast Mississippi is the place to be. Honestly, we might have some visitors heading into our Friday evening. So if that happens, we'll enjoy it. We'll take them in and let them enjoy the great Mississippi weather, because it's rare occasions that we get what we have tomorrow. 6 a.m., 70 degrees, but as we go throughout the afternoon, the story is not rainfall, but the story is definitely temperatures. 94 as we get our peak heating that afternoon, and those hot temperatures stick around well into the evening. Fortunately, once we get into that firework type time frame, that's where those temperatures will start to drop back into the mid 80s, but it's just going to be a hot but enjoyable forecast when it comes to those rain showers. We're going to continue to track those rain showers and those rain chances heading into the rest of our Mississippi Live weather at 6, coming up in 60 seconds, so make sure to keep it here.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's Mississippi's Chief Meteorologist, Matt Lawpon.
Hey, we're live actually outside of the Mississippi Live Weather Center this evening in front of a building that maybe not everybody in this region knows, but has a huge impact in a lot of ways. I guess have to give them a shout out here at the CDF, the Community Development Foundation here. It is something that they bring in folks from all around the region, and certainly they have helped us get our start here at Mississippi Live Weather. And so we are just so thankful that they have helped us, and looking forward to the way things grow from here. 88 degrees current temperature at this time on this beautiful Thursday, I guess, Independence Eve. Feels like temperatures in the low 90s, and I mean, a lot of ways, it's a very nice forecast as far as that is concerned. As we look ahead at the hour-by-hour forecast, and Gabe, I'll let you lead me on some of these graphics as we continue ahead. Certainly going to be looking at storm track Doppler radar. Clear this evening? Yeah, we have some puffy clouds behind, but we're largely in pretty good shape there, and we expect those on Mississippi Live Weather Radar to continue to stay dry as we go into the remainder of this evening. Checking out conditions again around the region, temperatures have been hot and from time to time a little bit steamy today, but not as steamy as they will be going forward. We're 84 degrees at 7, about 9 p.m. at 78 and 75 as we head toward 11 o'clock. Those winds out of the north, and they do kind of continue out of that direction there. So as we look in more detail at those temperatures at this time, that is kind of one of the headlines. It has been hot. Luckily, it has been fairly dry. Coming to 87 right now, as you'll see there around the Bruce area, 86 in Starkville, 88 degrees in the Columbus area. Heat indices adding a few to that. Upper 90s for some locations such as Belzona, back down there toward around Greenville, with near 90-degree temperatures up near the Tennessee state line. The far northeast portion of the state certainly has been the most pleasant as we've gone throughout today. So as we look ahead again through the next couple of mornings, one of the big things you'll note there is that those morning temperatures are extremely pleasant in the upper 60s, but I think we'll start getting a little more steamy. You can always tell that when those low temperatures return to the mid 70s. That's where they go toward next week, and that'll eventually be some more rain chances. We'll look at that in just a couple of minutes here. So as we look at your future cast, again, a little bit of a heat index going into tonight, not really much in the way of precipitation out there. All the clouds we have, not impressive enough for that. And we'll keep kind of advancing things into this evening. And you'll note that we continue to mainly keep things fairly dry. Temperatures heading back to 76 as we look toward around 10 p.m. and gradually working our way through the 70s as we head into the overnight hours, and the upper 60s by early tomorrow morning. As we progress throughout your 4th of July, dry weather is largely the story, as we do anticipate that again. Mostly dry conditions around. So as we continue to kind of advance there, again, 60s and low 70s to begin the day is a little bit below our normal for this time of the year. But there are the most limited of rain chances perhaps late in the day. Well, I want to show you how unimpressive they are here on Futurecast as we eventually go forward. Again, not much there in the morning. Temperatures heading into the middle to upper 80s by late morning and around 90 degrees by noontime. And when you look right below my head there, you can see that heat index is not particularly excessive, only adding maybe a degree or two to what that temperature is for what it will end up feeling like. As we're mainly dry, those chances for rainfall get a little better late in the evening here. Notice as we get toward maybe 6 to 7 p.m., not impossible to get a sprinkle to try to cross the Mississippi-Alabama state line, but honestly, our Futurecast is unimpressed. High temperatures expected to be in the middle 90s, about 95 degrees in Amory, 94 in Tupelo and Houston, about 98 degrees, though, that heat index as we look toward Greenwood there. Obviously, it is going to be hot and extremely steamy for locations in the Delta. Obviously, typically it's the case where you're a little hotter out that direction. And then as we go into Friday night, we'll stop things here for a moment, as you saw there, just the littlest chance for a couple showers near the Mississippi-Alabama state line, but mostly dry conditions, the story, and even the first part of Saturday. But as we kind of stop things around midday Saturday, we don't have a lot of activity at noontime. And I want to show you that our strike model here is easily the most aggressive, but it does have some spotty showers, perhaps impacting Pickwick or Bay Springs Lake, or possibly down toward Kosciuszko. Now, I do think that this is probably the drier of our 2 weekend days, but mid 90s to upper 90s out there for heat indices and actual temperatures in the mid 90s. It will be hot as we head into your Saturday evening. Those rain chances diminish a bit more and certainly continue that diminishing trend as we go into early Sunday morning. But Sunday, once again, should likely have some showers and probably a greater quantity of those. Hopefully more mist than hit as well there. High temperatures expected on your Saturday to be in the middle to, in some cases, some upper 90s. And that heat index is going to end up being around the triple digit point out for all locations in the Delta, but also, as you can see, Lamar County, Alabama over there in Vernon, about 102, 100 in Aliceville, but maybe upper 90s for most spots. Heated advisories are issued when we get up in excess of 105. We're not there for Saturday. We will probably get there as we go into next week. So as we look at that forecast hour by hour on your Friday, 72 in the morning will be 89 degrees by noontime, 92 as we head toward around 5 p.m. Again, rain coverage, not impressive. We'll say less than 5%, and maybe even that is pushing it just a little bit. As we complete that 7-day forecast there, the big headline, in my opinion, is just that a lot of times this time of year, we cannot end up avoiding the fact that we're going to have thunderstorms around the 4th. We do this time, and that's a great and incredible thing. I think something a lot of folks are going to be excited about, though. The rain chances up to around 30% coverage by Monday and Tuesday of next week as we go back to a rainier forecast. So we're live here in downtown Tupelo. This is one way we hope to be able to go live from more and more communities.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
One in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The Health Class Film Guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
And because we tossed a nobody, we can come back here and do this again with audio. So I'll tell you what happened. So there's this program called, well, we won't get into what the program's called, but there's this program that that we use to kind of switch in here. And when I realized at about 5:40 that I didn't have a shot that didn't automatically have our names on it. And so I was like, well, if we're both here, I don't want a shot that has our name, just one of our names on it. So I hadn't built what's called a double anchor name key. So I threw in just Cam 2. I was like, that'll be fine, Cam 2. Well, Cam 2 apparently did not have audio on the shot. So I apologize for that. That one's on me. One of my big faults, I guess, as a human is I'm like, we'll figure it out. And so I was like, well, throw it in there, it'll be fine. You know, I clicked through it, but I didn't check to see if on the screen there I had green levels and we had blue ones, and so we did not have audio. So I apologize for that. Eventually here we're gonna have monitors and things where we can see your comments more readily, and that will obviously help us out in that situation a lot more. So apologize for that. Want to show some of these pictures again, if you're willing to see it, and just of course encourage you to share your photographs with us. You can do that by probably the easiest way is using the Mississippi Live Weather app. There's actually a submit picture section on there.
It's
That's
so
the best.
simple. It is so simple. All you have to do, I clicked it on accident and it was already taking pictures from my camera roll. So,
well, hold on, what?
Well, like it honestly is that quick. It's 2 clicks and you're honestly done submitting a photo. So like I was just exploring the app.
Well, okay, but you do have to put in like some
you
text
just put in some
your
information,
name
but
and,
like it was quick and to the point. So it's not trying to navigate a roadmap to get there. You just honestly two clicks and then a lot of clicking with the keyboard and then you're done.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. So it's for us, we're still working on trying to get the workflow, the easiest way to get it on the air. The cool thing about this is it does geoposition your location for us. And in severe weather, that's going to be hugely important. One of the issues that we've had in the past is that we get this bucket of pictures, but it's not organized. So I think we'll be able to organize it. We'll have scripts where we can just kind of pull those up and hopefully eventually just query them where we're on the fly and bring some of those up. But of course, we appreciate all the pictures you send in. I'm blabbing, so let's get to Red Bay and Rachel. And this shot from last night, I mean,
it's stunning. I mean,
it is.
You see the cumulus clouds bouncing off that sunshine interacting with the moisture in the sky, bringing out these beams of sunshine. I mean, it's just a great shot. And you talk about fair weather cumulus clouds. There you see them right there.
Yeah.
So it just shows that we're fair weather, it's good weather, and that's what we've been in the same pattern for.
Well, we also had, multiple layers here. Like we mentioned the Virga last night, the rain falling there and not getting to the ground. That's what this actually is on there. It's a little bit of that. I don't think I can zoom this. No, it's not going to let me zoom it in. Oh well.
Technology hasn't advanced that far.
No, we're getting closer. But yeah, the stuff kind of hanging down there, that's the rain falling into dry air and evaporates before it gets to the surface. And sometimes when you get under these, it can be a little bit breezy as well.
Yes, and so again, this was last night. So today we have not seen these showers, a lot of it staying well up into the atmosphere, not making its way to the surface, just battling an uphill battle like we were mentioning earlier with this very, very dry atmosphere.
I feel like I should go double check to make sure the audio's good. I love the picture. Keep up the good work.
As long as
no,
chat's
it looks
saying
like
yes.
it looks like they're hearing us, so that's a good sign.
Well, perfect. Let me make sure that this is, we're good to go. So this was submitted by my mother-in-law, Miss Holly, over there in Blue Springs.
Hi, Miss Holly.
Hi, Miss Holly. I know she's watching right now.
But I just love the longer wavelengths are the ones that cause the reds and darker oranges there, and that's pretty shot. Not a bad place to watch a sunset.
Oh man, God was showing off making that one.
Yep.
And I mean, just honestly, you also see, and I remember you talking about this last night, the clouds are not lifting at all. There's not really a lifting mechanism that's causing those showers to happen or storms to really happen.
Yeah.
So that's where you get that fair weather happening underneath it, that good weather that's dry and gives us the beautiful sunsets that we see right here. But here was the fair weather cumulus that you were talking about. And this was a great shot from Blake, I believe with the Mississippi Aviation Academy. And my wife and I went flying down there a little bit ago. And so I think Blake was one of the pilots. And this was between Philadelphia and Kosciuszko, so right around that Oktibbeha, Atala County, Winston County area.
And you look how flat these are. There's not a lot of vertical development, right? I mean, they're just the small little, little puffs there. And as a person that flies, I don't think doesn't fly very often.
I was going to say, you fly?
I don't, my wife says no. It seems like everybody that thinks they can fly, has an issue at some point, and she's not willing to risk that for me. But anyway, I think it's just such a cool shot. But when we talk about turbulence sometimes, that is going to be your turbulent layer, right? That's going to be the zone where we do have, the air trying to rise and bubble. So when you're going up, that's where you bump is, where the air, the top of those thermals. That's why you get that.
And we got some of that when we flew. We were in a little plane, and nothing on my wife. She was the one flying the plane, but she handled it very well whenever we reached that turbulence.
I don't do turbulence. The last time I was in a little plane like that was after the 2014 Louisville tornado. We went and flew over that, and I'm telling you, I was green for a day. I
feel every bump.
I'm built for a different world. What else
one on the ground, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this one's a lot better for that.
Well, this one I loved
awesome.
because what's tomorrow?
It's Independence Day,
exactly.
Right?
So encompassing that with the American flag and the great shot of the sky in the background. And I know you're talking about the mist in the background too. You want to break that down?
So sometimes we get that mist from the trees. It's caused by what's called transpiration. It's kind of like the pores of the trees let out that moisture in the leaves and things like that. They let out the moisture. And so the thing, and you're an Alabama person, I don't know that I ever saw it in my life before driving to Birmingham one time, and you just see these like puffs of what looks like cloud going over the trees, over the hills there.
All over
Marion County, and one place I always saw. But yeah, I just always thought, I was like, this is weird stuff. And it's something I really appreciate now.
Well, and you drive through it, it's kind of like foggy for a second.
Yeah.
And then you're done with it. It's like, what on earth? It wasn't foggy at all. So yeah, it happens all over I-22. Every time we go back to visit my parents, we have to deal with it. So, but a great shot there. And that's not the only one. The holiday spirits in a lot of people for the 4th of July. And so this American flag pictured by Linda in Hamilton, Alabama. I do want to say that sky, I love all the colors encompassing that.
I know. A lot of times it's just when you get the wispy stuff falling out of it through the raindrops, or just like that, it certainly looks pretty good.
Oh, it's amazing. And having the American flag, I know we're going to get a lot of pictures now that we mentioned that. So the more 4th of July pictures, the better. But like we mentioned, it's a very easy process to input those pictures and of course get them over to us, and we love airing them. Whether it's a sunset, whether it's some rainfall, we don't want you out in severe weather, so we don't want pictures of that until after the fact. But if you do get any pictures, please submit them to us, and of course the app, the easiest way to do so. And yeah, you just get to submit them.
And I'm looking over here just through some of the comments. Unfortunately, we can't watch it over there yet. A lot of folks, enjoying these pictures. If you'd like to see your picture featured here on Mississippi Live Weather, I mean, obviously, that's something we would like as well. Probably the easiest way to do that is using the Mississippi Live Weather app. Oop, I bet I just made our... See, that's why I don't do that on fly. So we'll get that up. I'll have to actually set the show up the way it's supposed to be set up here.
You did good for 30 minutes beforehand, setting up this entire show. So you're taking a lot of slack on this, but you did really well. It was a good show.
Well, we're going to get this to perfect eventually. The imperfect, I think, sometimes people enjoy. So you're getting a little bit of that this evening. But we're thankful you watch. Submit those pictures. We love to show them. I don't know that we'll always spend as much time as we've spent tonight on them, but you as our weather watchers, as our team in the field,
I think I just remember as a kid, it was cool to kind of see when people would, we're on TV. So we'll try to feature as many of those as we can.
It was always my dream to be on TV. So if I got my name right there where Linda's is, I'd be through the moon.
Well,
but you also say, like, Weather Watcher, they're a part of the team.
Yeah,
so it's not just you and
You're
I.
a part of the team.
It's a whole community out there that, your eyes in the sky help us even more in forwarding that to the National Weather Service. It helps them. We've been able to confirm several things from just viewers' pictures. So,
So I mean, the thing, and that's the thing. Like as many storm chasers as we have, and we appreciate that, and obviously the cameras and everything that we can show with those. You all are obviously more thick out there than any of us ever could be. So we just appreciate that. And appreciate you rolling with the punches. I'll see if there's anything else out here anyone wants to talk about real quick that might be helpful for everybody. Yeah, it looks like everybody's in pretty good shape here.
Perfect.
Appreciate, you guys for watching us, and, God bless America as we head into this 4th of July holiday. And I want to make sure to, of course, say I'm, as a person who never served, very thankful for those that do serve, have served, whether in the capacity of, our armed forces or, just the public servants such as police and firefighters that put their lives on the line for us every day. We just thank you as we go to these kind of holidays and remember you. Pray for those folks to make sure that they're safe and they get to come home at the end of the night. And we, of course, water safety, boating safety going into this week. It seemed like we always would do a story at the old place of somebody that drowns over the course of the holiday weekend. Just be smart and be safe. I had a cousin that actually drowned in a lake. So I'm very cautious of that. So just life preservers do just that. They preserve lives.
Well, and staying hydrated too in this weather, heat-related deaths are the highest in the country of extreme weather events. And so we might not realize it, but heat does more damage than you think. So staying hydrated, especially on July 4th. I know people like to enjoy July 4th.
With the right stuff. Drinking the right thing is important.
And so staying hydrated through that time, taking breaks, taking a dip in the lake, that would help out too. So anything to cool you off.
Which, man, I'm ready for that. Out there, it was nicer today, but it's still July. Okay, well, we thank you so much for joining us for Mississippi Live Weather here. We will see you back at 10 o'clock. Y'all have a good one.